My name is Margaret. I am 72 years old, and for most of my married life, I believed I knew everything about my husband, his habits, his laugh, his kindness, his temper when he misplaced his glasses, the way he always hummed the same tune when he cooked breakfast on Sundays. But there was one thing I never understood. Every single night, without fail, my husband locked his office door. He would kiss me on the cheek, say goodnight, walk down the hallway, step into his office, and I would hear the quiet sound of the lock turning, then silence, sometimes for hours. I never asked why, not because I was afraid of the answer, but because marriage, to me, meant trust, and trust meant allowing each other to have private corners of the heart. Still, sometimes as I washed dishes or folded clothes, I wondered, what could be so secret that the door had to stay locked? He would always leave the room early in the morning, locking it again as he left for work. The key never left his pocket, not once in 40 years. And then life changed. My husband passed away after a short illness. The house felt colder without his footsteps, without his laughter, without that nightly click of the lock. Weeks went by before I found the courage to open his office. I held the spare key in my hand, my heart trembling. For the first time in decades, the mystery was finally about to open. I unlocked the door and slowly stepped inside. I expected something shocking, papers, secrets, something dark. But what I found was something else entirely. The room was filled with notebooks, hundreds of them stacked neatly on shelves, each one labeled with a date. I opened one slowly. Inside was his handwriting, page after page of letters, letters he never sent, letters he never showed me, letters filled with how much he loved me, how grateful he was, how scared he felt when life got hard, how proud he was when I smiled through struggles. Some pages were tear-stained, some were full of joy. Some pages were written when we had argued, and inside he wrote apologies he never quite found the words to say aloud. And then I found another shelf. On it were receipts, bank statements, and a small metal box. When I opened it, I gasped softly. Inside were small savings deposits, every spare dollar he could hide without worrying me, all saved under my name, for Margaret's future, one note said. He had been secretly saving for me, so that if anything ever happened to him, I would never struggle. Every locked door, every late night, every quiet moment in that office was love in a language he didn't know how to speak out loud. I sat on the floor and cried, not out of sadness, but out of overwhelming gratitude. I had spent months after his death believing I had lost everything, but inside that room, I discovered how deeply I had been loved. That night, I slept peacefully for a long time. And now, whenever I miss him, I open one of those notebooks and let his words wrap around my heart like a warm blanket. So if you are listening to my story right now, remember this. Some hearts do not speak loudly. Some show love quietly, faithfully, silently, behind doors we may never fully understand. But love, real love, is always there, even when the door is locked.